Hi everyone, welcome back. In this video, we'll be using the Generative art project to create a GIF and MP4 video of a square rotating in a circle and leaving a trail. Before we start, we need to discuss radians. In a circle, there are 2 times pi radians. This is equivalent of 360 degrees, and similarly 1 pi is the same as 180 degrees, and pi over 2 is 90 degrees. We need this because we will be working exclusively in radians today, in order to use the built-in mathematical functions of sin and cos. We will be using sin to control the x-coordinate and cos to control the y-coordinate. We won't go into the trigonometry too much in this video, but it's important to bear in mind that when we see pi multiplied by 2, it represents the full number of radians in a circle. With that in mind, we'll move on to the code. The first thing we need to do is create a new constant to use. This constant will be called size of type U32 and a value of 16. It will be the size of the square we draw. We will also change the decay to 10. And we will change the number of frames to 60. Then we will scroll down to the comment with "To do, put your code here," and this is where we will add the rest of the code. The first variable we create is to calculate how far around the circle we are by calculating the fraction. This is the frame fraction multiplied by 2 times pi. Then we calculate the half width of type f32, which is the width constant cast to an f32 and divided by 2.0. The offset x variable, which is the width, this time cast to I32, plus the sign calculation of the fraction radians, and this is multiplied by 0.8, which is cast as an I32 to match the types. We multiply by 0.8 so that the square doesn't touch the sides and will be visible throughout its orbit. Then we calculate the half height, which is going to be the same as the width. However, if we were to tweak the code in the future and change the height constant, we wouldn't need to alter this code to make it fit. Then we store the offset y, which is the height component, this time using the cos function on the fraction radians. It's also worth noting that we subtract the calculation because the y-axis is inverted from what we'd normally see on a graph, which is to say that the top is 0 and increasing values go down instead of up. Now we will actually draw the square by looping through the values 0 to size for the x component. And we do the same for the y component within this loop. Then we calculate the x pos and store it by adding the x value to the x offset coerced to a U32. And we calculate the y pos by adding the y value to the y offset, also coercing it to a U32 value. The reason why is because the put pixel function will panic if we go outside the bounds of the image, so we have to check to make sure the pixel is in fact inside those bounds. So we check that the x pos is greater than 0 and less than the width. We also check that the y pos is greater than 0 and less than the height. And finally, we put our pixel on the image frame with image.putPixel passing in the xpos and ypos values, as well as the color of the square as an RGB value, which is 55, 255, 55. Then we call run_build.sh to run the build in a Docker container for us. And this will go off and build the image application and make the images for us. This can take a while. And when it's finished building, we can go to our data outputs folder and see the GIF there. And we can run the video to make sure that that generated correctly as well. And there we have it. We've made a square move in a clockwise direction, leaving a decaying trail behind it. I encourage you to have a go at building this yourself and have a play around with changing the colors or other parameters like the number of frames or the size of the image. For now though, I'll wish you a good day and hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.